This is a 2012 L3 H2 Sprinter. Welcome inside. First thing to point out about this van, as you can see the layout, it's completely open, so you can walk from front to back. And it's a super spacious layout. The bed is in the front, which this is a couch obviously now, and it slides out to a 1.40 m bed, and that leaves a lot of space over here for a very spacious kitchen obviously, but also a lot of storage underneath here. The fridge is over here, and one nice feature which is also super spacious, this shower, it folds out, so just a few magnets over here, slides out like this, and you close the curtain like this, and yeah, you have a pretty spacious shower inside, and it's super solid. In the back over here where Felix is standing now, the doors are also, you can still open them, and you can let in like the whole world. All the light comes right in. You can walk out this way, in this way. It's super spacious, so that's very nice for being with more people, and very nice for being on your own. Very nice for rainy days when you're just stuck inside, and in most vans you'd have very little or no space to walk around, and here you really just feels like you're walking around in your living room. On top of that, what really stands out in this car is the off-grid setup. So 1,000 watts of solar combined with cooking on electricity and 600 amp hours of lithium. Yeah, that's, that lasts you forever. And if you have 180 liters of water, that also lasts you for weeks. So yeah, I think I've been to a camping just a few times in the 3 years that I've lived in this car. Moving on to the front of the car, you have a massive, super comfortable lounge area. So you have this L-sit couch, L-sit seating area. The couch, you can sit definitely with 4 people comfortably. Over here with 2 people. A little lagoon table, which everyone's probably seen many times. Nice little feature, it can rest up here, and yeah, you have like a super solid table this way. Nice to just eat with 2 people, or maybe you're doing stuff on your laptop over here. Convenient little feature. The bed and couch has a few cool features as well. If you sit over here, first of all, the couch is super spacious. So a lot of vans have these setups with 2 couches on either sides and a table in between. I'm really not a fan of this, because I think Felix, you have it as well, right? Like you said, like the couch is not as wide, so your butt is on the couch, but your legs are still dangling. It's fine for chilling and hanging out, but for sitting for hours, I'm really happy with this setup, because as you can see, it's quite a bit wider. As you can see, it sticks out a bit, but then again, this countertop is pulled back a little bit. So yeah, very nice couch setup, but also very nice bed setup. Here's another nice little feature. It's a convenient little desk that slides out all the way until here. It has USB outlets and just normal sockets. It's super nice when you sit here. The table really comes right up to where you're sitting, so you don't have to move forward pretty far, which also I've seen quite a lot in other vans. And yeah, it's a very nice little desk setup. Funny little feature is that there's a piano here. A keyboard which is connected to the soundbar. Keyboard in a van. Random jar with random stuff. This van has a ton of storage, because the water tank is underneath the car, both water tanks, the gray and the freshwater. So yeah, inside you really have so much space to walk around, so much space to store stuff. It's just super spacious. This is one of my favorite features, super space efficient bin. And what's nice, when it slides out like this, you can just slam it back in, but you can just, when you're chopping stuff up here, you can throw it right in. Yeah, you don't have to like dive underneath some cabinets to find your bin. It's just always here, super convenient, nice feature. Little hidden porta potty toilet here. The drawer slides are strong enough to sit on, so you can just sit right on top and do your business. In this van, I'm using these latches, which are, you mount flush, they're completely flat. They don't stick out, they open and close just in one motion like this. Super convenient. Yeah, little wine holder here. Over here we have a sound bar, a little bookshelf, yeah, some nice decorations. The theme in this van is a bit darker and has a lot of nice wooden tones to it. So all this cabinetry is made with Zebrano veneer. Most of the grain in here, also in this cabinet over here, is grain matched, so that means that it keeps running through. Adds a really nice look to it. Let's talk about making the bed. Making the bed is pretty fast. You just throw the pillows away for a second, pull out this sheet, which is to protect the couch, protect the bed from any breadcrumbs and everything throughout the day. All that's left to do once you've removed the cover is you just slide it out, push it down, and there's your bed. This is where I keep all the blankets. Once you have your things on, what's a super cool feature in this van as well is this rolling curtain. So this completely separates the cabin from the living area. I'll talk about it more later, but yeah, you just pull it up and voila, it's completely dark from the front here. If we close the door, then yeah, that's a pretty quick blackout. And the bed is pretty spacious. It's 140, so yeah, perfectly comfortable to sleep with 2 people. I think having a 1.40 m bed in a van this big is definitely a must. And if you want, you can even, there's a foldable mattress underneath the couch, and you can put it in the back over there, and you can sleep with 3 people very comfortably. Yeah, so let's move on. So quite a lot of vans have designs with couches in them, and I'm not always a big fan of them. People have a few complaints about them, which I've tried to solve here. One of the things is that people use a mattress that is not cut up, and then when you pull it out and push it in, every time it folds, and in the middle you get a crease which gets pretty hard and uncomfortable, and you end up sleeping in the crease, and it's just not comfortable. So this one has been cut up, but the cover is still made in a way that when you pull it out, it's one motion. Next thing that is worth showing is this area behind the bed or behind the couch. There's some power plugs here, both 230 volts and some 12-volt power outlets. And then there's this fun little feature where you can just store things behind here. Charge it here, bang, easy. There's a remote here for the soundbar, which is up here. You can control everything from here, from the bed. And you can also control the lights from the bed. If you just woke up, the curtain is still up. You want to bring in the light, you literally just pull this down and there it is. That's the whole procedure. If you want to make the bed, it's also pretty quick. Throw away your pillows, put this guy back in here, and take the bed, push it back, take your blanket, put the cover back on. All works with some convenient Velcro, and there you are. There's your couch again. So you can sit in here with 3 people, 3 seat belts, and it's super easy to turn around. I'll just quickly show you. Here we go. And then over here, you just align this, grab the bolt, you put it in, and it doesn't take too long. And then what's really unique about this van is this thing here. This is a curtain that rolls up from the bottom, just like this. So voila, 5 seconds, and it completely separates the whole living area from the cabin. And the curtain is insulated with aerogel actually, which it's pretty overkill for a van, but it was something I was experimenting with. But it's insulated really well against sound and against heat. So the advantage is obviously while you're driving, all the pots and pans that are smashing around in the back are not smashing around, hopefully. yeah, the noise doesn't get to the front. Really nice is the heat from the cabin, because a car cabin is obviously not insulated very well. It's just single pane windows, and everything is black in here. The front of a car is really like a small greenhouse. So having this curtain here to just completely block that off immediately is super nice for in the mornings when the sun is shining. You wake up and yeah, you open this curtain and in here it's like 50 degrees and in here it's just normal 20. So yeah, two features: heat insulation, sound insulation. And one more thing that's worth mentioning is when you turn around the seat like this, you bolt the bolts back in and you put this thing up. When you look into the cabin from the front, you wouldn't think that it is a camper van per se, because this curtain, yeah, it just looks super neutral and gray from the front. So it's a bit stealthy, it's adding a bit of stealth, and it's also nice regarding security, because say there's weird stuff going on outside at the spot where you're sleeping, which yeah, can definitely happen when you're living in a van. And if you travel around for a few years, this could happen. You can be like, oh man, there's weird stuff going on outside. I don't like this parking at all. I don't want to, go out through the door, deal with whatever weird people are doing weird stuff to my car. You can just put this down, climb through the front and drive away. And that's definitely a nice feeling when you know that you're parked at a weird spot and you just want to be able to get out straight away. So let's move on to some of the most interesting features is the induction. So there's quite a few different things going on with the power in this van. The solar panels on top provide 1,000 watts of solar. Literally the whole roof is covered with solar, and you also still have this roof fan, which is customized a bit to fit underneath the solar panels. Then there's 600 amp hours of lithium, so plenty of power. No gas in this car. Like I said, the boiler can also heat with electricity, so on most days you even just have warm water from the sun, which is super satisfying, makes a warm shower even a bit more satisfying. Then there's the induction. It's great to use induction in a van rather than gas for two reasons. First of all, because gas bottles you obviously have to refill. That's a hassle. It's nice to not have to do that. Second of all, which is probably a bigger reason, is the fact that gas gives off a lot of heat. So whenever you start cooking on gas, the van gets like extremely hot immediately, and it also uses oxygen, so you obviously have to open windows to still get some fresh air. And induction has way less heat that gets into the air, but everything gets concentrated on the pan. A blender, a water cooker, we have the fridges obviously. Then up here, which is worth showing, is a little oven on electricity as well. Also super nice feature to have in a van. I even right now have a 3D printer in here, but obviously that's not going to be sold with the van. But with so much power you just have so many more opportunities and so much more freedom to stay off grid whenever you want. And to cook with electricity is super nice. It's not heating up the van as much as with gas. It feels a lot safer as well. The electricity and the whole off-grid setup in this car is really what makes it stand out. The whole car is built in a super spacious way, so for more people it's very comfortable to just walk around in here and have people over. That's really unique. So here's a 85-liter fridge and freezer combination. So you have a small freezer area, and 85 liters is, to me, it's the perfect size for in a van. Any bigger and you probably just use more space than you would need. On top of that you have a 35-liter freezer or fridge, can be used as either, which is mounted underneath here. The water tank is 180 liters and it's mounted underneath the car, so that leaves a lot of space inside here to store things conveniently. And 180 liters is massive, and you can stay like off-grid for 2-3 weeks if you're careful. And then over here there's a little water filter. So this is filtered water, 3-stage water filter, and you have warm water in this van as well, so warm and cold. The water can be heated in two ways. You have a 15-liter boiler which goes with electricity or via a hydronic diesel heating system. So the diesel heater heats up coolant. The coolant goes through a few different features, including the floor. So you have heated floors in case you want. There's pipes running through the floor as well, and yeah, the floor can get heated up. It goes through a heat exchanger for air, which is this guy. So if you want warm air as well, and only the floor is not enough, then you can use this one. It goes through a hot water boiler, so the heat gets exchanged from the coolant to warm water, and it goes through the floor. So yeah, that's the heating system. The shower takes very little space when you close it up, and it just takes like 2 seconds to open and close. So it's not a shower that you really have to build, but it takes little space when you don't need it, and it's super fast and easy to open and close. And it has hot water, which is a super nice feature, obviously. You can also take the shower hose, put it outside, yeah, rinse off some stuff if you want. Super nice for surfing, for anything really. So yeah, that's the shower. Few hooks over here to hang different things. So some towels, poncho here, jackets, whatever you want. So the kitchen area in this van is pretty massive. You might even say it's too much, but in fact, like most of this area also functions in different ways. So this is actually a massive storage area for any outdoor gear that you might have. Right now I'm using it specifically for kite surfing. I can just quickly show how it slides out. So slides out just like this. The whole area is sealed with a paint that is waterproof, so you can just leave stuff in here wet. Nothing will get moldy on the wood or anything. It's completely watertight. And up here I have 7 kites right now, which is also super nice for kite surfing. This whole area is really nice, but you could use this easily for other sports as well. You could also modify this area a little bit. The whole thing is super sturdy and just slides back easy like that. Filling up water goes from the inside over here, so this is nice for the whole stealth concept of the van. So the whole van is, you don't see too quickly that it's a camper from the outside. The solar panels on top don't really stick out, and the fan on top also doesn't stick out. There's not a ton of windows, and the cabin you can close off, and there's no plugs like for water or for electricity outside, so the water you fill up from the inside. Hose is just up here, super convenient. If you want to store a surfboard in the car, it's also possible. Okay, so surfboard in, hang this one back, hang these ones again, and yeah. When you close the shower, it's super small again, so that's very nice. Okay, perfect. Close it up once more.